Welcome to another Sell Well online video, and in this video I'm going to show you guys something that you really need to know, which is how you can get scammed on eBay. So as always, I try not to make these videos rant, but I do want to inform people how to avoid these mistakes. Now, before I get into the video, I actually want to ask you guys a really big favor. If you can find this user, I'll put a link in the description, and it's actually this person. This is what they look like on Facebook, and message them the biggest fuck you message that you can think of, because these are the people who just make life on eBay terrible. So I'm going to try and keep this as simple as I can, and I could show you all of the messages and all this stuff, but it's really you know, I want to keep it as short as possible. So what happened was I sold an item to the buyer, and it was I'll actually show the item. So it was makeup, okay, and the brand, as you can see, is Kate, and Kate is actually owned by a company called chitrmclea0. So there's a company called chitrmclea0 who actually make this product, but like a lot of manufacturers, they have different brands to appeal to different customers, right? Now chitrmclea0 makeup is very expensive, it's very like exclusive. You know, you can see it in department stores, etc., etc. And Kate, on the other hand, is like, it's a cheaper product, right? And I mean, I don't actually use it, so I don't know whether it is a lot less quality. But I mean, it's not in fancy packaging and all that sort of stuff. It's aimed for younger people. But you know, that's but the listing itself is very clear, and I don't want to show my account and stuff, but the listing was very clear in that, and you can actually see it here, that the brand is actually Kate. So even though the manufacturer is chitrmclea0, the brand is Kate. So I sold this item. You know, I've sold many things on eBay. I know how to make a very clear item listing and item page. And this buyer opened a return because they said that it was like you know, cheap item, that it was fake, right? That was their claim. And I will actually go into the return case. So this is the actual photo. So I actually got them to send an actual photo of the product, and I got them to send it as well. So this is the actual case, and I'll actually before I do that, I will just quickly show the item page. Yeah, so here's the item page, right? So you can clearly see that it is actually a chitrmclea0 product, right? So very clearly a chitrmclea0 product. Yeah, so they claimed that it was fake. Now I contacted eBay Australia because, and this is another thing I really hate about eBay. So I sold it on eBay Australia in Australian dollars. I pay my fees to eBay Australia, but instead, what eBay do is they say, oh, but the buyer's from the UK, so you have to go and contact eBay UK. What's that got to do with anything? If, let's say, you're the Nike store in London and someone from New Zealand walks into the shop and buys something, you know, why do they care that they're from New Zealand? They bought an item under UK law, right? Because the shop, Nike shop, is in the UK. It's got nothing to do where the buyer comes from. So, eBay has this really stupid rule where they do that. So anyway, I contacted eBay Australia, and they said, yeah, this is buyer's remorse, like you did nothing wrong. So the summary here actually, so they actually say here that they go into a department store in London, and that it has like fancy cases and all, beautiful cases and things. The listing had no such thing, right? The listing at no point ever showed like a case or a beautiful case, or like you can see it's exactly what they what they sent in the photo, right? So yeah, it's really bad. And so anyway, I contacted eBay, and they say, yeah, this is buyer's remorse. You've done nothing wrong. This should be closed, but we can't close it. It's, you've got to deal with eBay UK. So I contacted eBay UK, and they said to me, and I could show you the message, but again, I don't want to show like, all my details and stuff. And they actually said they always have to agree with the buyer, which is bullshit. I know that's bullshit because I've had other cases closed before, for example, on eBay Australia, where people have done like dodgy things. I had this guy who bought a watch, and then he changed all the bands and stuff, and then he said it was like leaking. It was like it had water in it. And I was like, have you changed the watch or modified it in any way? He's like, no. And then I said, why is the band different? Because he tried to cover it, but he like didn't cover it properly. So I caught him out lying, and I got, it was a lot of work, massive amount of work. But eventually, I tripped him up. But, eBay UK, they're like, no, we can't. We always have to agree with the buyer. The buyer is always right. So we can't do, we just have to agree with them. I'm like, so even if they're not telling the truth, I mean, you can see their statement that they're saying that, I gave them the official link. I gave them all the information here. Even the photo that they sent, I'm like, it's valid. And they're like, nah, we have to agree with it. And then I said, well, and then I'm like, so you can, I mean, just to use an analogy, if it's not clear, because then I'm rambling a little bit. It's like going into a shop, let's say a Toyota, you want to buy a Toyota, and you buy a Toyota. Actually, let's just say you buy a Toyota, and then you take it back in the next week and you say, oh, I thought this was a Ferrari. And they'd be like, are you smoking something? And you'd be like, but, they're talking about a completely different product that's not explained at all on the item page. It's something totally different. The outcome of this, I lost my money. I lost everything, 100% of the purchase price. So the buyer got a free item, and I lost all of my money on this sale for doing absolutely nothing. I did absolutely nothing wrong. And this is why I fucking hate eBay. I really fucking do. And I really, I just want you guys, don't make these same mistakes, right? I mean, I don't know how you can avoid it. I really don't, other than just avoid really dodgy buyers. Don't sell on eBay. I mean, I don't know. But it's so bad. It's so bad that this toad of a woman got a free item for making fake accusations, and yeah, it's just wrong. So please message this person, fuck you, and I hope the same problems don't happen to you.